I always find it interesting. You know, I mean, I'll talk about first fucking question's always about where you grew up and that, but I love getting some of the homies in that are not from here as well, from Australia, because I think sometimes we get so caught up in like heads up our own asses with regards to our perspective of some shit. So I think that sometimes it's good to just get another point of view. You know what I mean? Particularly when we're involved in a fucking culture that, I mean, you were born in, basically, and we'll get to that. Yeah. But tell me, where did you grow up?
Queens, New York. Jamaica, Queens, New York.
Jamaica, Queens, New York. And where? How long were you there till?
23.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
And then I moved to Boston for 4 years.
Yep.
Then I moved back to New York for. I'm telling my age now.
No,
this is crazy.
No. Just
it's all good though. I'm cool. Yeah, and then I moved to Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah, because I was pursuing acting. So I felt like I didn't want to live in L.A., another New York, where everything's like inflated.
And cutthroat.
Yeah, it'll be like living in Bondi in a shoebox, trying to make it as an actor. So I moved to Vegas, and I would make a 3-hour trip almost every weekend. I try to make a trip to go audition and do like improv and yeah.
Bro, that is so hectic.
And then from there I moved here. But New York City, yeah, I've been there my whole life.
Word
pretty
up.
much. Yeah.
Crazy, yo. It's crazy that acting was so early in the piece for you.
Son, I just wanted to try something else, man.
Well, tell me this, right? Because I mean, this is part of the like the flow of how we ask the questions and stuff like that. But in terms of like, and because Dante knows.
Yeah.
Yep. So he was on here as well, and it was a bit of a loaded question. It was so funny because I should have known the answer, but I
met him actually. I just met him
recently.
Yeah, I didn't know him at all. I met him on the train. It was weird. I was with my daughter, and I met him, and he was like, "Yo, where you from? Your swag is different." I said, "Yeah, yours too. Where you from?" Mm-hmm. And then yeah, that's how we met and linked. Yeah, it was crazy. I literally just met him like 2 weeks ago, school holidays.
Oh, right, spun. Well, fuck, there you go. Well, his answer though to my question, like, I was like, so like, what was your first like actual hip hop experience? But for him, he was just like, because he's a bit younger.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we're not young, but
I'm not. I ain't young. I just say it now. I ain't young.
But he was just like, yo, I was just fucking born into it. Like, do you know what I mean? But I suppose for yourself, what was the first experience that sort of stands out for you for hip hop and growing up?
I've been around music my whole life, man. I'm from a church family. Like, my grandmother didn't play any games. You live under her roof, you go into church.
Yep.
Don't matter. You singing in the choir, you standing up there. So I've been performing since I've been, yeah, it was crazy. And even my dad, like, my rest in peace to my pops. But he had a heavy addiction, and sometimes he would come home and be like, he'd have his friends, and for entertainment, just wake me up and be like, perform. And I get money to perform. And then I go back to bed and go to school. Yeah,
I'll give you $20.
So I've been doing it for a while. Yeah. It'd be wild. My mom's like, what are y'all doing? Like, he got school tomorrow. Let him go to. He like, nah, he do Michael Jackson better than anybody. So it's crazy. So I've been performing like, when I think about it, like forever.
A long time. Yeah, crazy. And what about like, well, that's crazy, because the church, I mean, hip hop and the church don't always go hand in hand. So what was your first sort of hip hop experience, I suppose, where it was sort of like, yo, like this is something that I might want to fucking get involved in?
A park jam. It's crazy. I remember it like so vivid. Biz Markie.
Oh, all right.
He was doing a park jam. We have handball courts and all that stuff. And back in the days, again, I'm showing my age, but it is what it is. I snuck out the house to go see him DJ.
Word.
A party, and I just
fuck. That's crazy.
Just seeing him controlling the park and the people, and that was it. I was like, yeah, hip hop. This is it.
One way or another.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is it. And then coming out the house, seeing people spinning on their heads on cardboard and just random on my walk to school, like, this thing is big. Like, I didn't know what it was before. What, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there wasn't really a name to it.
It wasn't a name. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it just was something way different than I ever experienced before. But that Park Jam, that changed everything. I was like, oh, I got to do this. This is what I want to do. Not a DJ, but the way he was screaming to the people and telling them what to do and how to do it. Put your hands up. Say ho. This, that. Yeah, so I was like, oh, I was mesmerized, man. I got my ass whipped too when I came off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I got back home because I snuck out.
You snuck out?
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
But it was worth it. It was definitely worth it.
How did it make you feel to be, I suppose, like knock back, and you're looking at the portrayal of it and how it's, you know, because I understand there's always subgenres in music and there's always like different interpretations of genres, you know what I mean? But essentially, like, and the reason why we're so into hip hop is because it's so culturally, strong. And it's not just segmented to like, yo, it's just the music. There's so many facets to it to be all inclusive and community based. So I suppose how did it make you feel? I mean, like seeing how it was portrayed here and knowing how it was back home.
At the time when I first got here or now?
We'll talk about now.
It's different, yeah.
Talk about it at that time.
At that time when I got here, it was still different to me. So I felt like I was in a class by myself, so I didn't even pay attention. Like I couldn't fit in what else. It was like really Aussie hip hop when I first got here. Real deep accent.
Yep.
Screw the American accent. If you live here, it was real. You know what I'm saying? It was real deep Aussie hip hop. This is before trap.
Did you understand?
Trap started coming in.
And did you understand that? Like, did you understand that? The American accent. If you're from here,
it's pride. It's pride, but I never had a problem with that because the greatest rappers are from America. It started in America. So you want to be like the best. Why wouldn't you? So I never had an issue with that. Some people be like, oh, stop rapping. But again, that wasn't my fight. This was Aussie rappers saying it to Aussie rappers. So,
but you were sort of on the outside of that.
Yeah. I didn't fit in that genre in that circle. You know what I'm saying? So I never really had a beef or issue or felt any way. To me, it felt more like it was more of like a rock rap type of thing to me. From what I'm from, the pure culture of it. It was more like a rock rap type of, you know what I'm saying? Which was dope, but it had nothing to do with me. So I never had no feelings.
You never got like absorbed into it or anything.
I never cared.
I can feel that 100%. This is an interesting one as well. Like, I mean, you've come here and it's 2014, and I know that in the States there's not a massive knowledge of Australian history.
That's true.
Particularly with Indigenous issues.
That's true.
All right, so it's interesting to see someone that coming from America with its history and this is the system of racism and the structure and the business of it in the States, and then to come here and then be made aware of the social injustice and shit here. Was that eye-opening when you come here, and how quick did you start to become aware of it within the country?
To me, I was well aware of it, and I saw it because I'm educated. Like, I graduated from university, I got a degree, I graduated from high school. But you'll be surprised, there's people in America that don't know American history too.
True that.
So you can't expect them, if they don't even know the history in America, to know the history in Australia. They wouldn't care. I know people on my block that never left my block. They never went to another borough.
Really?
They've only been in Queens. And Queens got both the airports. You can't come to New York without going through Queens. So how you from Queens, we got both airports there. And to get out, and you never left.
Been out. That's crazy.
So I don't expect people to know what's going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't really know much about what was going on here. I just knew the Aborigines people were here and, you know, certain histories. But when I got here, I really dug in. Like, I would actually sit and talk to homeless and Aboriginal people that was asking for money, and they would chop it up with me. They'd tell me what tribe they from. They'd tell me what's some of the things that happened. And I was like, they were the closest thing culturally that I could relate to when I'm just out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was doing. But yeah, I wasn't shocked. I get what you mean. Shocked by it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because it's so fresh. I heard like 50 years ago they just became acknowledged as human beings. Bro, I'm 42.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be 42 in June.
That's crazy.
So you telling me that's crazy to me.
How young?
You see what I'm saying?
The issue is.
Yeah, it's wild.
How fresh the issue is.
Yeah, so that's
100%.
What shocked me more than anything. How young it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight up.
This was going on now. This is crazy.
Yeah. And did you did you find yourself like getting involved in anything in terms of like in the communities and helping out? I know that Viv is obviously really passionate about not just Indigenous, obviously, but communities that like experience struggle and stuff like that. But did you learn through Viv a few things as well?
Well, I went down to Redfern, Mundine's gym.
Yeah.
There's an actual I didn't go to the gym, but in front of the gym there used to be, I think it's torn down now. But I don't know. I know that area has been all rebuilt. I thought it was sacred land for a while, but now they done put all of these.
It's crazy now.
From what I know. But at the time, it was just like a vacant lot.
Yep.
And
the block.
There was a building there, so I would go in there and I volunteer like to help like with hip hop. In that culture center, I can't remember the name. It's been years. It's probably been like 5 years.
Yeah, there was this studio up in the block.
Yeah. In that cultural center, Yep. So I would just go there and try to contribute.
Well, your bars are like, you're not even one of the, like, when I listen to your tracks, you're not even one of those guys that are, like, those guys that rap for the sake of rap, like, or rhyme for the sake of rhyme, should I say, rather. You know what I mean? Whereas yours is more narrative.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? So the flow's nice, but it's not like always gonna have every bar be multi-syllable structured, and this is gonna have to run.
Because you gotta dumb it down. I did that at one point, but people really wasn't interested in that miracle, lyrical, serial, killer, all of that. Yeah, like. So I had to really like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, man, if I dumb it down anymore, I'm going to just literally do what I did for this EP. But it's crazy that the stuff that you don't even like really care about or put
connect
time
to
and effort, it just boom, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
But those issue songs all just came out of like depression, bro. Being here, wanting to go home. Like looking around like, what therapist can I talk to? Like, you don't understand the black struggle in America. You live in Australia. What can you tell me about me and what I go through back home? So I started using the issues as just like a journal, or like let people be my therapist. Like, listen to the shit I'm going through. So those songs was written because of that. Like, I just felt like I couldn't talk to nobody.
You could definitely feel it in the tracks, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So like that's what my music is about.
Yo. The impact of having your daughter. How much did that change the way you view? Because I mean, speaking from my experience, I got a lot of kids. So
laughing.
I got a lot of perspective change. But how did that reshape you? And obviously, you spoke about that story before, and that definitely changed the way after divorce as well. You being in your daughter's life, but how did that change the perspective of the grind and the hustle, and I suppose the way that you carried yourself?
Well, what people don't know is that I actually have another daughter.
Word up.
In the States that I don't get to see. It's a big issue. Yeah, it's crazy. So when I had my daughter, I vowed like, this is my second chance. I'm gonna be there. I'm not missing nothing. Like, so she played a big, like, I gotta really get it together. I gotta really start thinking about other stuff other than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta think about investments and bank accounts for her, and health insurance, and I gotta get life insurance. So if something happened to me,
she's good.
She's straight. Like, so it changed everything. You know what I'm saying? It made me really think different, business wise. Like, so yeah, this continuing to do this while I have a child to raise. Sometimes you gotta just be like, it's just not adding up, the math. And then with the pandemic, and I'm like, damn, they could just shut down touring and traveling like that.
Like that. But that could go for anything, though.
But you can't shut down acting. People going to be at home watching TV. I can always act. And those bags are way bigger and way better. You know what I'm saying? An extra bag is bigger than a rap bag. And you just standing on set. They might never see you. Yep. I got to check for my neck in a movie with, what's that lady name? She's so sweet, too. She's an Australian, big-time Australian lady. Damn, what's her name? Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett.
Shout out to her. She's so beautiful. Yeah, they tell us not to talk to people on set. I still do anyway.
Yeah,
like,
word up.
I'm like, what's up, Kate? How you doing? She's like, oh. But, yeah, I'm in a scene. All you see is the back of my head. And I got a featured extra check for my neck. So shout out my neck. What? Really? I'm in the whole scene. My neck. That's my neck. I'm on an airplane. I'm like, yo, that's my neck. Yo, it's crazy. But I got a featured extra bag for my neck. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. I take it. And then I'm looking on the credits, IMDb, I'm there. Featured extra. And that bag is different from an extra bag. You start learning this stuff on the sets.
But fuck, you just taught me that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could be an extra. Or you could be a featured extra. And
or
then you got lines.
Or an extra.
Yeah, then you got lines. It's levels to the acting shit, bro.
Extra. It's levels.
Yo, it's crazy.
Fuck.
So, yeah, bro.
I got to get into acting, man. Fuck
yeah,
that.
You better.
My neck better get me paid.
Man.
Get my neck sorted first. Get some shit off it first. We'll talk about that another time. All right, you crazy fucker. You talking to me about how you fucking just not over it.
Yeah.
Man, you know, look, I'm not the only person to say that you need to be fucking rapping still, but like, you know, you're on your way out. I don't believe you, but whatever. But I said this to you the other day. I called you up and you were like, you know, you got a lack of inspiration, all right?
That too.
To keep pushing. Like, I get that.
That's what it is too. I haven't been home in almost 2 years now.
Oh, well, yeah,
so that is a big.
And did you go home like pretty regularly?
Every
like
4 months, bro.
Oh, every 4 months.
Every 4 months, 5-6 weeks, I was going home. Minimum twice a year, I was going home for 5 or 6 weeks. So, just imagine, I'm at home, I'm moving and shaking,
really
I'm smelling the air, I'm hearing the sounds. I've got my feet in the ground, I'm grinding, I'm with family, I'm eating those foods that remind me. I'm going past my grandmother's house that I wrote some of my first rhymes in the basement. I'm looking, that stuff inspire you. Like, yo, I don't want to come back here. Like, I don't look where I came from like that. But just being here, and it's beautiful, but I can't get back in that mind state. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. Like, it sounds like, what do you call it? First world problems? Yeah, like, oh, you got beaches and it's beautiful and you got healthcare. But I'm just saying the inspiration. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's where I get my inspiration from.
And so, but you talked to me the other day. The one thing, the competition still just makes you want to fucking just get up and just rap.
Yeah, it does. That's the competitive MC in all of us, I think.
Yeah, well, that's true.
The ones that are MCs. There's MCs and rappers, but
MCs, rappers.
That competitiveness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
And if I didn't do, like, I got 2 videos right now and a whole EP and a whole rollout. If I didn't already start that stuff, I wouldn't even be dropping music. So I gotta do this. Yeah. So I'm going, and it feels like work now. It's not fun no more, bro. It's not fun. It feels like real work. It used to be fun to rap and release a project and wait for
still fun.
The response.
I'll talk to you in 2 years though when I'm 42.
Nah, man. It ain't fun no more.
No.
Nah, not to me.
I can still get 16s out of you though, right? Every now and then.
I probably couldn't write a 16 and save my life right now.
I'll write some shit. You can come after me.
Terrible.
You do my shit first, innit?
Yeah, now, right? Shit, write for me then. Let's try everything. I don't care no more. Yo,
Ghost Rider
I would
shit.
never say that before. You would never, never, ever. But now, yeah, just whatever. Ghost right for me. Come on.
Nah, man.
No
I saw